Hi guys, Silent Prepper here. Now, please bear with me for the lighting. I know it's really bad, but this is the best I could do for right now. This is going to be a short live stream, so probably not going to answer too many comments if anybody comes on. I'm going to keep it short, simple, and sweet. Okay, I said that I would start doing reviews more often with stuff from Wish, and I'm going to put the stuff through the rigors every time I do. This is one I've had for a little while. From Wish. This will be a self-defense tool. As you can see, if you look at the budding here, I put it through its paces. Okay? So this little self-defense tool, out of the ones that I got, I'm actually really impressed with this. This is basically 2 police batons put together to make a staff. Voila. A little tighten, and it actually holds together pretty well. Not always on that one. But once it's tightened, just takes a little bit. There we go. And there we go. It makes it hard. You gotta remember to tighten with this thing. It's actually pretty good for a self-defense tool. Okay? 2 police batons into one, turning into a staff. I like it. I know they say don't use it on wood, but I mean, come on, guys. If I'm going to have something that actually works really well, I'm going to use it on wood. I was impressed, and that's why I put it through its paces. And I was actually surprisingly impressed. It's a compression fitted police baton. And honestly, it takes a beating. On top of the ability to get a beating. As you can see, like I said, I've put it through its paces. It's scratched up, banged up, bruised up. But if I needed to use it, I could seriously hit somebody with this. Not the light little taps, not the little hits to, like, say, somebody, you know, or like they're using for those little dummies that they use, or not a punching bag. Okay, I used it on wood, solid wood, to create it. Okay, and the reason for that is because I wanted to see what it could actually take, and I hit it quite hard for what I can do. So honestly, I think that would be a pretty good self-defense tool, and it's small enough you could keep it in there. They make others that pull apart from the middle. I want to try a few of those, and I was actually thinking I could possibly make one myself, due to the fact that it's just compression fitting. And compression fitting is not really hard to figure out, and actually if you add a spring to it, compression fitting is actually pretty good. Okay? Now, there's this thing. This is like a little hand hatchet. It's called the zombie hand hatchet. It actually came in today. I bought this for somebody else, a friend of mine, because they wanted something for self-defense, and I said, yes, I would help you get it. So that friend of mine is Uso. Now, I did a little chopping with it. It's supposed to be a throwing axe. It's not really that balanced for throwing, but you could throw this. Okay. I'd like a better tip if it was for throwing. Okay, but it could, and it's sharp enough to actually chop, and it is a hatchet. It's called the Zombie War Hatchet. Okay, and pretty much any bladed weapon would be halfway decent. I could probably make something better than this, to be honest with you, myself. It is crafted in China, and it's 3CR13 steel. It's not the greatest metal. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see. I hope you can. There you go for that. And that is the brand and everything. And this is kind of what it looks like. It's pretty small. It's basically a little throwing hatchet that you could use for fighting or chopping. And a friend apparently needs it, and I said sure, I'd help. So I help them get this. They liked the idea. I thought this would actually be useful, and I still think it'll be useful. The little round piece down here, I always like a counterbalance, and this isn't much of a counterbalance, but it does give the chop with the design of the ring. So I'm not a big fan of rings, but that's personally me. I'm also not a big fan of the sharp diamonds. I like a little bit of weight in the handle tip. That's personal preference more than anything else. The wrap's actually pretty nice, and it is holding together. If you do come across one that is wrapped like this, okay, you might want to tighten it if it's a little loose, but this actually seems to be a pretty good, nice paracord wrap. I mean, it's holding. It's lighter than I like, but for someone like that's might be a little weaker, or you could actually consider this probably about the same weight as some throwing knives, maybe a little heavier, but not by much. I think it would be pretty good as a useful weapon. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. Okay, for self-defense. As far as chopping, camping, and things like that, you can use it, but this isn't really an axe I would use for chopping wood too much. If needed, yes. This is something I would literally throw at somebody or use to defend myself with. Okay? So for throwing something like that, hi, stray kitten. Sorry, this is going to be a short one. You missed it, but I'll go over this stuff again. Basically, I'm reviewing a axe that I got for a friend on Wish. It is the Zombie War hatchet, actually, not axe, sorry. It's supposed to be a throwing axe, and for self-defense, not the greatest, but my standards are quite high when it comes to metal weapons or tools like swords, knives, axes. And I could probably make something a little better myself, but it is, and it's got a wrap handle. I also showed this thing, and you can go back through the video if you want. This is basically a staff. It's two police batons put together. Somebody had a great idea. I've seen others where they pull apart. Again, just reviewing what I already went through. And the thing actually opens quite well. I've also put it through its rigors. You can see the dings and stuff because if they say don't, they don't want you to hit wood with this and use it on trees. They say it would bend, but if I'm going to hit somebody with something, I want to make sure that it can go against the worst. That's why I did that. Basically, to shut it down, you got to hit it really hard onto the ground. And there you go. It does have a loose, it's compression fit. So it's basic tools that were pretty cheap. This, I think, was like $6. And this was like 10. So just two basic things. Again, sorry about the lighting. Like I said, I'm going to keep this short. I'm already been on here almost 9 minutes. So nice seeing you again. Glad you came back. Salem Prepper signing out. Just trying to keep my promise about every time I get a wish thing, going through it and doing a little review. These are self-defense tools that preppers can use for that's on the cheap. Anything I get that's on the cheap, like from Wish, I will be going through, like I said. These are two, and I might have it for a while beforehand because I test this stuff. I want to make sure it holds up. I'm not going to test the axe too much. I did test it a little. Like I said, just being honest, I buy them myself. The axe was for somebody else, or hatchet. Thank you very much. And I will leave at this. When SHTF actually hits the fan, I put it this way. Don't just survive. Yeah, you could buy the cheapest stuff and survive. Try to thrive. Buy what you like. Buy what's good. Figure out a way to make your life better. That's why making instruments, entertainment, anything you can do when prepping will also help, because when it hits the fan, that's the stuff that keeps you sane. Yes, exactly. The new normal has hit the fan, and it's going to get worse. A lot worse. However, that's my one little bit of advice, and I think I'm going to use that quite a lot. Like you might hear, you know how Alaskan Prepper does that thing, teach one, preach one, you know, teach one. I forgot how he says it, but he has that saying. John has his sayings. I think that's going to be mine. It's going to be something around the lines of better to thrive than just survive. Just surviving is good, but make sure you can thrive. Anyway, Sailing Prepper signing out. You guys have a good one. Bye.